All right.
Okay, and should be about a 7 or 8 seconds. And we are live. Welcome to another Reactionstravaganza.
Fuck yeah.
And we're not even going to waste any time with a preamble. You know who I am if you watch these streams. You know who my co-host is if you watch the streams.
Still waiting for you fucks to subscribe to me.
I
Come on, give me
I have the link to your channel in the descriptions of every stream we do.
Like, come on, I need 50 subscribers so I can go live on my. I can go live on mine.
Dude, I've had my YouTube channel since 2008, and I'm only just now at over 250 subscribers, so don't feel so bad.
Well, I'm not worried about the subscribe. I'm not worried about having hundreds of subscribers. I just need 50 so I can go live.
Right.
Like, I don't care about big numbers. I just want to be able to go live. You know, how am I supposed to get more followers if I can't go live, YouTube? Fucking algorithm.
Yeah, well, that and right now the algorithm is really incentivizing doing shorts because I guess YouTube is trying to be TikTok now.
Probably not something you want to do, YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think you want to be a site that is pretty much Chinese spyware.
Yeah. Yeah, to quote Brandon Tennant in his review of Reptilian, which was the 2001 DVD release of the 1999 South Korean film Yongari, like, "You're my creation, I made you," and Brandon just says, "Trust me, dude, you're not gonna want to take credit for this." You know, that was a crack at the CGI in that movie.
Right.
Like, seriously, look up Reptilian 2001.
Oof.
And tell me the fucking title on the box art doesn't look familiar. You know,
right.
the green hue that was in the Godzilla 1998 title.
Yeah.
Let's just basically say, gee, I wonder what they were going for here.
Which, and I enjoy Godzilla '98, but not a movie you want to emulate.
I mean, if you ask me, well, and Brandon Tennant also said this. He said that, "I've always wondered what it would look like if the Asylum did a mockbuster of Godzilla 1998, and now I know." Because the CGI is, good God, man. I mean, originally the monsters were going to be portrayed by people in suits, but then they decide, no, go with shitty CGI instead. It's like, gee, that was a good idea. Like, when the enemy monster gets decapitated, that's the only piece of the suit you see on film.
That's almost like the creatures for the 2011 prequel to John Carpenter's The Thing, which was just called The Thing for one dumb reason or another. They were originally going to go with makeup and prosthetic suits like John Carpenter, like Tom Savini's stuff from the John Carpenter movie. But then, for some reason, the studio was like, this doesn't look convincing. We need to CGI it all. And they just made it look even worse.
Just goes to show. You know this song that goes, "Video killed a radio star"? CGI killed practical effects.
Yeah.
Good practical effects.
Yeah. 99.5% of the time, I will always favor practical effects over CGI.
I mean, that always looks more convincing.
Much.
Plus, in this day and age, there's so much more you can do than back then with practical effects.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, should we get on with the video?
Yes, we are going to jump right in. Kaysen has not seen my latest roasting video. I don't know if or when I'm going to make another video roasting Andrew Tate. So, we're just going to go straight into Sugar Daddy.
Sugar Daddy.
Yeah. Yeah, look, man, I'm just getting home from work. What the hell do you want? Andrew Tate. I already roasted Andrew Tate. Another music video?
He made more than one?
You're shitting me. Unfortunately, yes, he did. You know, folks, money can buy a lot of things.
Talent is not one of them.
Nope. Okay, real talk. Is that a blouse? Is that like a low-cut blouse she's wearing? Or is she literally jumping in this car to ride around in a jacket and a bra?
Baby, I've been getting paid, I've been getting weight. Tell me your secrets, I'ma take them to the grave. I ain't gonna lie, I don't wanna wait. We can book a flight out later today.
Torn jeans, neck tattoo, and a leather jacket, and nappy hair.
This guy doesn't look like he's about to take you out on a high-class date. He looks like Jimmy the crack dealer who hangs out at the 7-Eleven at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
By the way, this is the guy who was like featured on Tate's other music video. He goes by Chris Kiss.
The fuck kind of name is that?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's almost as dumb as Tate's rapper name, which is Mr. Plenty.
You know, I'm probably gonna get canceled for saying this, but frickin' Andrew Tate's cancer diagnosis.
Well,
That's divine intervention doing us a favor.
well, unfortunately, it's been confirmed to be false.
Well, then I have no reason to live then.
Well, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective. I personally, I don't like the guy, but I don't dislike him enough to wish cancer on him.
Yeah, that's fair.
The worst I could say is he's just kind of there. I mean, fake internet gurus who build up a massive following like him are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, he's just a shit. He's just a shit stain at the bottom of our drawers.
Yeah, there's nothing Andrew Tate does as a get-rich-quick guru that hasn't already been done since the 1980s, apart from him using social media to build his following.
Yeah.
So, carrying on.
How'd you wanna stay? We was in the shadow, now we're coming out to play. Anything you need, you just gotta say, baby girl, come roll with the sugar daddy.
Oh, sure. When Mr. High Roller over here says come roll with the sugar daddy, no harm, no foul. But I say it,
And I get slapped with a restraining order.
Girl, you look good.
Wait, really?
little CinemaSins reference.
Oh. I was about to say, damn, son, you getting you some?
Wanna lie, you know I wanna fuck, but I don't wanna try.
I wanna fuck, but I don't wanna try.
If I didn't already know how this guy recruited his cam girls, I would automatically assume that meant that the only way Tate could get a girl in his bed was by slipping something into her drink beforehand.
I'll take you to Dubai. Put you in the sky.
And given how things have been going for you the last few months, I bet you wish you were in Dubai. Because the United Arab Emirates do not have extradition treaties with Romania.
Oh,
Yeah, did you see the latest development in the case?
no.
Supposedly he was caught on audio recording, because when you use the phone in jails, your conversations are always being recorded. Supposedly he was caught on the phone attempting to bribe a Romanian official to get him out.
Awkward.
Now, I don't know how true that is, but if it is, he's even dumber than the people who follow him, who unironically follow him.
Dumber than Trump. Not Trump, Biden. You know, the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Biden heads, but I'm sorry, Biden heads, but you guys picked a real winner here.
Well, I don't think even his most. There's a lot of people who supported him who are just like, yeah, this guy's kind of bullshit.
Well, here's hoping we actually get a Republican candidate next year.
Well, preferably one with stones.
Yeah, preferably one that's not all talk and not a dipshit.
Yeah.
Or a fucking traitor.
That too.
Money on a plate, girl, I know you wanna ride. I'll make you feel nice, get a little high. But if I'm on the grind, then I probably won't reply. I'm the type of guy, bitches on the side.
Herpes on the fly. Real talk, dude, if you're in a relationship with a girl but you're still seeing chicks on the side, you're just asking for an STD.
I'ma spend the money, we can spend a little time. All you gotta do is ask me, and I can make you look classy. Trust me.
I mean, there's classy and then there's OnlyFans classy.
This guy's gonna make you feel the latter.
Second night you walk past, I whipped around, I had to get you in my backseat. They call me Mr. Plenty.
You see that little smirk there? See, even he knows this track is dog shit.
Yeah, check the leather on the back.
So, fun fact, Andrew Tate wrote this song, this track, in about 2.5 hours, just to prove that you don't need to spend a whole lot of time on writing a song to make a song. He's like, just to prove that it doesn't take much to be a rapper, and I'll give him credit for this, he is right. It doesn't take much to be a rapper. Being a good rapper is a different story altogether, though.
Uh-huh.
About the only thing I can give credit for him is that you can actually understand what he's saying. It's not like all these mumble rappers where it's like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm too hot on Robitussin. I'm just farming for clout.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, and it's like it's like you just listen to it and you're like, how high are you right now?
The fuck?
Yeah, they're just like, it's like you can't understand a damn word they say, so all you're stuck with is the beat, which usually it's a pretty decent beat, but that's just used to mask the fact that what you're listening to is a vast, nebulous void of nothing.
Yeah, a vast nebula of emptiness and irritation.
Yeah, it's just a hollow chasm of waste, like the inside of Gluttony's stomach in Full Metal Alchemist.
Or Biden's brain, or the inside of Biden's head.
Dude, when you said that, all I just pictured was that episode of SpongeBob where they zoom into his brain and it's just a whole bunch of him.
Like, we don't even exist. We're just the metaphor.
Exactly.
Talk to me like that again, I'll dock your pay. No, please, I can't. I have 2 kids.
Oh.
Bentley, sure your friends will get friendly. Maybe I could be your sugar daddy, yeah.
If by some bizarre miracle I happened to acquire this guy's wealth, no way in hell would I ever be anyone's sugar daddy. Because that's just a recipe for getting stabbed in the back and getting fucked over.
Cause I'm all about money,
Yeah.
baby, I could be a sugar daddy, yeah.
This guy sounds like Doodle Bob on helium.
I ain't in a hurry, Joe's the only thing that I'ma marry, yeah. I know you got problems, baby. I know you feel stressed on the daily. So let me put your body in the
Yeah.
Giddy up, let's go, baby. I've been getting paid, I've been getting weight. Tell me your secrets, I'ma take them to the grave. I ain't gonna lie, I don't wanna wait. We can book a flight out there today.
Okay, not gonna lie, the women are very attractive. Kind of makes me wonder how much money they were supposed to be making versus how much you twat waffles actually did pay them. Because let's not forget, Andrew Tate freely admitted to taking, well, the setup he would have with his cam girls was, you get 50% of the earnings, I get 50% of the earnings. But then he would take an additional 20% of their earnings for himself and lie to them about, well, it's for taxes. So he was actually taking 70% of the earnings from their cam girl business.
That's robbery.
That is blatant robbery. That is fraud.
Definitely.
How'd you wanna stay? He was in the shadow, now we're coming out to play. Anything you need, you just gotta say, baby girl, come roll with your sugar daddy, sugar daddy, sugar daddy.
The way he says sugar daddy's kind of funny to me.
Sugar daddy, sugar daddy, sugar daddy, sugar daddy, sugar daddy, yeah, sugar daddy, yeah.
That's literally all I hear.
I was gonna say, remind me not to ask you to be in my boy band. You have the hair for it, but you don't have the voice.
I don't have the looks either.
Come on, I once dated a girl who had a thing for one of the lead singers of Fall Out Boy, and he was chunky around then.
Yeah, but Fall Out Boy's not a boy band.
Depends on your perspective, I guess.
I mean, I wouldn't call them a boy band. I'd call them like a pop punk band.
That works too.
Your girl, tell me she's your friend. Put her in the car, I got money I can spend.
You even think about coming near my girlfriend.
And this ain't gonna be an air gun.
Give it a whirl. Sugar babies, I got everything you need. I can handle
Gotta be an air gun.
ladies in the back of my Mercedes. Couple bitches, that's another reason for the feather.
I bet your mother must really love you on opposite day. Since it's opposite day, it's the one time of the year she could say anything positive about you. The rest of the year, she's probably like, man, I wish his father had squirted him out into a tissue or something. At least with the tissue, he could have just flushed it down the toilet.
Yeah.
I can't. I fucking can't.
Yeah, his father should have finished in a tissue.
Hey. You're short because your dad pulled out. You're short because your dad pulled out. The rest of your height landed on the sheets.
Why does that sound like one of Edward Elric's short rants for like the porn parody version of Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh god, can we please not go there?
I only have that on the brain because I just finished watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood this morning.
I think I downloaded the wrong Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
And it's a Sweet Home Alabama porn.
Yeah.
It's like Alphonse turns to Edward. Is it in?
That puts a whole new slant on that time Ed made a comment about Winry being like family to him.
Hey, when a girl says she loves you like a brother, but she's from Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama intensifies.
That and the video of the dog smirking.
Yep.
while the da 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 plays.
Yeah, dueling banjos intensifies.
Okay. Oh, good lord.
Plus, a tissue is a much easier thing to deal with than raising a child on your own as a single parent, who eventually grows up to become one of the world's most proficient grifters.
That's another reason for the feather. Cause I've been getting money on the daily. I can be a sugar daddy, sugar lady, yup.
Don't get it twisted, Andy. We don't hate you because you get money.
We hate you because you're a cunt.
Cause I'm all about the money, baby, I can be.
Well, I thought we couldn't call him a cunt because cunts are supposed to provide pleasure.
I mean, he wasn't surrounded by all those smoking hot women for no reason.
Yeah.
Sugar daddy,
Out of all of
daddy.
them, he's the only. Well, him and his rapping buddy are the real cunts here.
Yep.
I ain't in a hurry, those the only thing that I'ma marry, yeah. I know you got problems, baby. I know you feel stressed on the daily. So let me put your body in flex mode. Giddy up, let's go, baby. I've been getting paid, I've been getting wet. Tell me which secrets I'ma take to the grave. I ain't gonna lie, I don't wanna wait. We can book a flight out there to
Good
you.
lord.
You just gotta say, don't come roll with sugar daddy.
Racist mouth.
Sugar daddy, sugar daddy, yeah.
He was a skater boy. He said me hoim and noi.
Nice.
Hang on, let me try it again. He was a skater boy. She said he wa. Hang on. He was a skater boy. She said me hoim and noi.
Nice. Oh.
Dude, I'm still thinking about what the thing that got me banned from Instagram about 5 years ago. It was the meme. Remember that one meme I posted where it's like it was a picture of a nun next to a Muslim woman and it says, why is the first one not judged but the second one offends? And then someone put in the meme, nuns don't randomly explode. and I posted with the caption, they do if you finger them just right. Everyone who saw that was like, Jesus! I don't care. It was fucking funny.
That is funny.
Like I said in our call yesterday, when it comes to humor, go big or go home.
Yeah.
And that funny. It got funny thing. It was my first strike on Instagram, but it got me banned from the platform altogether.
That's one where you just.
Go ahead.
That's one where you just pull up the clip from Friday of Ice Cube and Chris Tucker going, "Damn."
Yeah. But when I posted it in an offensive meme page on Facebook, I only got banned for 24 hours.
Oh.
And when I came back, I was hailed as a hero by many of the people in that group. My mom was not happy about what the caption added, but hey, I don't care.
Hey, it's funny. If it's funny, it's funny.
Right.
So the next thing we've got for y'all is, this one crossed my radar early last year from August the Duck, who is one of the few commentary channels on YouTube worth watching. So August does a lot of like house tours, a lot of house tour videos where he's commentating over them. He does a lot of Darman, where it's like social experimentation videos or whatever, or social commentary videos. And this particular one is from one of the most delusional people I have ever seen, which is really something considering he lives in Los Angeles, which is a hotbed of delusional narcissism.
No shit.
This guy, well, to steal a quote from Christopher Walken, this guy is unfucking believable.
I would have said he's on drugs, but we'll go with that.
He probably is. But this guy built a 105,000 square foot mansion that he was trying to sell for $500 million. Nobody wanted it. And here's the thing. I've always I've never been a fan of like house tours for like rich people designed homes, or homes for like the rich and famous, like that show Cribs. Every time I think of MTV Cribs, I always think of the Daniel Tosh bit where he goes that show should be called Want to Feel Like a Failure. But
a lot of your mamas did raise failures. if the last video was any indication.
Yeah. Yep. So, I'm just gonna say it up front. The house this guy built, it's like something I would have created in The Sims after using the infinite money cheat.
Oh god! Don't even get me. I don't like The Sims at all.
I don't. I used to dick around with it when I was a kid, but now I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of boring.
Yeah, back then I was more of a Toontown guy.
Oh, there you go. I never got into
Disney.
Toontown, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, create your own little Disney character, run around fighting robots. It was a decent online game. I used to when I was little for most Halloweens when I was a kid. I would cosplay as a random cog. And I didn't have any ties, so I literally just put a sock where the tie would go in the suit.
Improvisation.
You work with what you got.
Yeah. So.
And I don't want to ever say it was all me, because there were hundreds of people who made this possible, but yes, it was me.
So, right off rip, I can tell you this dude's a fuckboy. Number one, he's wearing skinny jeans. Number two, he's wearing a beanie in Southern California.
Dude, he looks like a dude back home whose ass I'd be at the bar.
He looks like
Just whip out the tattoos and the face piercings.
he looks like a rejected Disney Channel sitcom dad. Like that one annoying dad character in every Disney Channel sitcom that tries way too hard to be cool and just fails miserably every single time.
Dude, don't say that. That's just an insult to all the good Disney Channel shows.
Well, I wouldn't know. I haven't consistently followed a Disney Channel show since Kim Possible.
Yeah, I remember one day I told Leslie that, if you think about it, Batman and Kim Possible have the same powers. And she looked like her head exploded. I mean, technically not wrong. Just imagine if Kim Possible was a DC character.
A Zack Snyder DC character.
Oh, R-rated. Can you say R-rated Kim Possible, everybody?
Yeah, did you notice they have a release date for his next movie, Rebel Moon?
Isn't that like next year or something?
It's coming out this December 22nd.
Huh. 8 years after the movie it's based off of, Star Wars. No, this year is it'll be 8 years since the start of the sequel trilogy. 8 years since the Dark Times started.
Before the Dark Times. Before
And
the House of
6 year-
Mouse.
And 6 years before the internet became a goddamn war zone because of Last Jedi. And then Twitter and Facebook, and then 4 years since Twitter and Facebook became a goddamn minefield after Rise of Skywalker. Sorry, I just think of Palpatine's regenerating fingers, and I just go, ugh.
If I want to see regeneration, I'll just if I want to see it in possibly OP regenerating character, I'll just rewatch Full Metal Alchemist.
Or watch a YouTube documentary on Wesker.
Yep, Wesker too. Getting back to it.
But my favorite part of this house is the house's ability to change the world.
Rich people have been doing stupid stuff with their money since mankind got its hands on currency. But some things even the richest people won't buy, which happens to be really, really bad news for Niall Niami, the creator of the world's most expensive house. Now, Niall Niami is a real estate developer / self-proclaimed visionary who recently completed his...
That should automatically be a red flag. Whenever somebody refers to themselves as a visionary or a genius, just immediately disregard everything that comes out of their mouth, because you are dealing with a weapons-grade dipshit.
Sounds like Simon Stagg from the DC universe.
Yeah, this guy is like a Grand Theft Auto parody of an eccentric architect.
He sounds like a fucking parody of a young fucking, I don't fucking know. Should I say Lex Luthor, because I've already referenced Simon Stagg a bunch of times?
It's applicable.
I'm pretty sure at some point in the DC universe's long, almost 100-year history, surely they fucking work. Like, surely Luthor and Stagg have worked together.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm pretty sure Stagg is primarily in the Superman universe.
His project of a $500 million Bel Air gigamansion. And to absolutely nobody's surprise except Niall, probably, nobody wants to buy it. And with hundreds of millions of dollars of loans not being paid back yet, he's coming close to defaulting and foreclosing on the house. So, in a last-ditch effort to find a buyer, he contacted somebody who has a large audience of billionaires, a YouTuber. So, with the help of producer Michael, Niall Niami put together a video house tour to display this giant failure. Now, I don't know what this guy is smoking or snorting, but he genuinely believes that this house is going to change the world. And that's not me just joking around. He actually says that this house is going to change the world for the better. He claims that it's going to revolutionize the entertainment industry, and that it's going to change the way that humans socialize. Keep in mind, we're talking about a house here. Words cannot explain this man's delusion, so let me just show you. Please subscribe. Alright, so there it is. I mean, it's cool looking. I'm not a really big fan of modern homes, but the design isn't awful. The problem, however, is that nobody wants to buy a $500 million house that's already built. If you have that kind of money to spend on a home, you're gonna get that thing custom built to every specification that you want. You're not gonna want some random house that was built in somebody else's vision.
Today...
Yeah, if I had the kind of money he was asking for on this house, first off, it would not be no 105,000 square feet. It'd probably be like 2,500, 3,000 square feet.
Right.
It would be substantially smaller. It also wouldn't be in California, because real estate in California is kind of a meme at this point.
Yeah.
Why do you think all the big celebrities are selling off their mega mansions in LA and leaving California?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that Jim Carrey sold his place in LA.
Yeah. That and the that opening shot of the overhead of the green. It about triggered my trauma. It about triggered my PTSD from a certain video my parents showed me when I was a kid, where it's a car going across a field similar to that, and all of a sudden a zombie ghost face suddenly comes out of nowhere screaming at the camera. And it's like, I literally covered my face as soon as that opening shot popped up.
Oh, God.
I was like, yeah, that's how traumatized I am by fields of grass like that.
Well, I don't think there are any more overhead shots like that.
Hey, I'll be all right. Just now that I know there's not gonna, I'll be okay knowing there's not gonna be any screaming ghost faces.
Yeah.
Which apparently it's a band. It's apparently nowadays it's known as a banned car commercial because apparently that commercial caused some people to actually have heart attacks.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Like imagine cause of death being a television commercial.
Right? I mean, there were episodes of Pokemon that were banned after they caused epileptic seizures among Japanese viewers.
Well, it's quite simple. Just put the epileptic warning at the beginning of the episode, so you don't have to freaking worry. And just fucking if they and guess they're just shit out of luck and not gonna get to catch this week's update. Sorry.
Yeah, I think The Simpsons actually spoofed that in one episode.
Huh? Wouldn't surprise me. The Simpsons spooked everything.
Yeah.
It's their whole shtick.
Yeah, no, we see this smog cloud cover over LA. I am convinced that is not vehicle exhaust fumes. I'm convinced it's everybody who lives in LA's fart gas just collecting all together and forming this big exhaust fume over the city. And that's what everyone who lives in LA is huffing, which is why they're all such a collection of Looney Tunes. And I think I think Niall is the one who's been huffing the most exhaust if he thought building this house was a good idea.
Yeah.
Is the most epic of epic videos. We are at the largest house in the urban world. When I say the largest, it is 105,000 square feet.
105,000 square feet. That's like living in a fucking shopping mall. I feel like that would end up being a nuisance. It would take you like 12 minutes to answer the doorbell.
Yeah, what happens if you suddenly gotta take a shit, but the closest bathroom to you is being serviced? Like, how far away is the nearest one? You'll end up shitting yourself on the way to the shitter.
Yeah, you'll just end up having to take a dump in the nearby woods.
What woods?
Well, the trees that are nearby.
Electric stone front door.
Biometric, we have the latest technology in the house.
Whoa! Guys, I have never been in this house before. This is the first time walking through.
$500 million, and they still chose a tacky earthbound geode to put at the front door.
So let me show you and talk to you.
This is going to be a first. I never walk on grass. This is real grass, and I'm going to walk on it.
Why, are you scared of grass?
Call me a vain son of a bitch, but I sure hope there comes a day where I can afford to not walk on grass anymore.
I am overwhelmed. You have.
I'm just going to say this point blank. If I ever get my own house, I'm just going to have all the grass ripped up and replaced with AstroTurf so I don't have to mow it.
Fuck it.
Hey, if it worked for PewDiePie, it'll work for me.
Yeah. Fuck that mowing shit.
Never seen me overwhelmed in a house before. I am overwhelmed.
You've seen nothing.
This is an elevator, I'm assuming.
Elevators, I think there's 6 elevators.
Six elevators.
You know, I'm a big developer. I have built a lot of houses, no houses like this, but I've learned over time that we really need to start sustaining and trying to do things where we don't just waste.
I had to replay this about 10 times before it really sunk in. The guy who just built a 105,000 square foot home is talking about how it's important that we stop wasting and start trying to be more sustainable. Yes, I'm sure the tens of thousands of pounds of precious materials that went into making this home are really sustainable.
So this is one thing that we found. All of my flowers are artificial.
Wow, okay, how do I put this? Niall, using plastic to make fake flowers is more wasteful than just, planting flowers.
Only in California. Only in Southern California.
Yeah.
So this is the outdoor. Look at this.
So we're indoors, but we're outdoors because, of course, all the doors completely disappear. And look at this, Adam. This is unbelievable.
And look how cool this is. This is the latest technology.
So now we're outside, right?
Yeah.
I'm stood outside.
Outside. And this is the latest technology. This is a TV. The speakers are going on the right and left, but there's no frame to it.
So a quick question to any multi-millionaire fans I may have. How do houses like these work when it rains? Is there just enough overhang where you don't even notice? Because I feel like this could be an issue if it really started to rain hard.
Oh, you weren't kidding.
No.
That's a real running track.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so even as like uber-rich, futuristic movie this comes off, that is actually a really cool feature. That would be pretty badass to have. It sort of sucks because this guy seems to have a pretty good creative mind, but it's just too far out of the realm of reality. Like, if you put this house in anywhere but Bel Air, I'm sure it would sell. Like, you drop this thing in, I don't know, Mississippi, it becomes a $70 million house instead of $500 million. Somebody would buy it. Just don't build gigamansions in California.
Shall I do the reveal? Okay, here's the reveal.
So here's one of the...
I recognize the color blue. This is in your other house, the same color. It's
Here's
gorgeous.
one of the most technology forward television.
This is kind of what I was talking about when I said there's a problem with making a house like this and then trying to sell it after you've built it in your own vision. Like, just think for a second about the people who could reasonably buy this. A bunch of 40, 50 plus tech executives. Do you really think they want a 15,000 square foot nightclub in their house? Probably not.
Televisions with you can see there's no bezel on it. It's just one piece.
How's that possible?
Because they come in little bricks and they get sucked together with air. And you can make it any size you want.
I mean, this is
a
nightclub.
real nightclub. This isn't a nightclub in a house. This is a real
This is bigger
nightclub.
than most nightclubs. And we have not only a dry fire seating area, but a wet fire seating area. So 2 of these pods have fire pits in them.
I cannot possibly think of a worse combination to have around a bunch of drunk people. Stepping stones surrounded by water leading into fire. Somebody's gonna die at this nightclub.
And I don't want to ever say it was all me because there were hundreds of people who made this possible. But yes, it was me. I know, and unfortunately in LA, I know.
Yeah, I don't want to say it was me who's behind this $500 million husk, but yeah, it was me. Only in Southern California will you find that level of narcissism.
He does look like a goddamn fuckboy.
Yeah, well, the prosecution rests.
A lot of the dudes are scumbags here, and I'm going to change that. I'm going to turn all the dudes into good people.
Alright, prepare yourself for the stupidest fucking plan that a human being has ever come up with. This is Niall Niami's solution to guys being a douchebag.
How are you going to do that?
One of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to set them on their feet. So check out what I did here. So this is a his and her bath, right? This is the community bath. So this is the her side. This is the toilets, and this is the sinks. And see these plates right here? That's for a monitor, right? And then if you come into the his side,
oh yeah, just brace yourself.
These are the urinals, and I'm going to have cameras here looking at the guys.
You're going to have cameras?
Cameras looking at the guys putting the image in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah, so let's just ignore the fact that that is illegal in so many ways, but you really think an LA douchebag is gonna care if a woman sees his dick? They'll probably be thrilled at the idea. They'll probably be jerking off into the urinals. How did this idea enter this man's brain?
I don't even have a snappy comeback for that.
Damn.
Yeah, well, you can't say August is wrong, because he isn't.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way that would be nowhere. Not one carbon-based life form in the farthest reaches of the galaxy would ever consider that a good idea.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange could look into the future and see 14,605,000 whatever amounts of realities and he would not find one reality where this is a good idea.
Doctor Strange tried, but couldn't find it.
Exactly. Not even Doctor Strange would be able to predict where a reality where this is a good idea.
Yeah. Also, that reminds me, the whole name August the Duck. Yeah, it made me think of fucking Danger Dolan, who also has a fucking duck picture as his fucking. We need to react to one of fucking Danger Dolan's videos today, bro. Fuck.
I'll try to keep him in mind after we watch this, and there's a part 2 to it.
Is that the other one that was underneath this one?
Yeah.
All right.
The box thinking. That's a normal thing like a guy would do. Now I'm thinking like the girl, getting them back for a minute. So this is the entrance to the master bedroom right here. That's the main elevator there, right? But this is the master bedroom entrance. So you come in here, this is the master bedroom, living room, kitchen, bar.
This is like the place where this is like the home that you move the 3rd Street Saints into after you've wiped all the other gangs out of Stillwater.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a personal home. It's not a private home. This is where like Tommy Vercetti would move his entire crew after killing Diaz, taking over Vice City.
Yeah.
Like I'm surprised Philip Michael Thomas wasn't sitting at the bar in the little nightclub down there in his Lance Vance suit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Check the closet out.
Oh my goodness. It's like a Beverly Hills boutique.
It's crazy to think about people actually living like this. There's people who woke up a few hours ago, walked into a closet like this, grabbed their $12,000 morning robe, walked down 400 flights of stairs, had their wait staff make them breakfast. It's just crazy.
We have things like here, everything is rose gold here. So even the hinges are rose gold, and they're all lined in suede. But my favorite parts of this house is the house's ability to change the world. This is the 50-car garage.
There's so much stupid shit that's just here to be here, no wonder the house won't sell. You don't need rose gold hinges on your fucking closet doors. A 50-car garage is beyond pointless. I mean, maybe if this house was made for a normal person, it would be a fifth of the price and someone might buy it.
So what are these rooms?
This is the wine room. So this is the wine and champagne, so it's temperature controlled behind the glass. You can have dinner around the wine.
Complete area wrapped round.
Yeah.
And it's enormous, so...
Yeah. It is 5,000 bottles or something. So this is the AV, because the AV was around $10 million when we decided to display it. It's very hard. It's very hard to see this because my ex that I met 8 months ago, I married. It didn't work out because she's from Argentina. She doesn't listen to me, blah, 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 blah. But it's still hard to see because we were like soulmates, like
sure,
deeper connection that you could ever imagine. So it's hard to watch the music video I directed with her, but you should see it.
Soulmates, but they had to get divorced because she's, what did he say? Because she's from Argentina? You've known her for 8 months and you've already gotten married and divorced. Yeah, that sounds like soulmates to me.
This is our lounge area.
Am I seeing this right?
No, yeah. So this is the pool lounge. This is the...
this isn't it?
My goodness.
No, this is not it. This is the bowling alley, 4-lane, and then this is a golf simulator.
Oh my goodness. Look at the walls. Watch the walls.
I know.
This is the entrance. We have digital movie posters so you can change. This is our candy room, which will look great when it's all filled with different color candies.
Oh my God. Well, it's like a theater goes by. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me.
This is a theater.
This is like what a 12-year-old would...
What?
I said whatever discount Paul McCartney.
Yeah, discount Paul McCartney who dresses like he bought all his clothes at a Elton John estate sale.
Or better yet, discount Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Would do if he could build any house that he wanted. Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Faith for the Heart guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back a couple seconds, because I missed some of that.
The theater.
This is like what a 12-year-old would do if he could build any house that he wanted. Yeah, obviously, having all of this shit is badass. But even for billionaires, it's not realistic. Once your home amenities start to put you in the $500 million range, it might be time to cut it back.
You want to see the staff quarters?
Yes, please.
This is one of the sizes. This is like the bath, the area, the closet.
These are lovely bedrooms for staff quarters.
Yeah, great views.
Beautiful bathrooms.
Then here's all of them here, because come straight down. So staff quarters, staff, 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 staff.
Well, that's where I'm gonna end it. I might have shown, I don't know, 15 or 20% of the actual video. The entire thing's over an hour long, so I'm not gonna subject anybody to that. So I just tried to find the highlights. So as I was making this, I actually found an updated news article, and the bank took the house, and now Niall owes $80 million. So, bad day for Niall. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and walk on over to that subscribe button, and touch it. It's made of pure rose gold, I'll have you know. But for now, that's all I have for you today.
Woo!
Damn.
Yeah. He wasn't lying either. I actually have sat through the entire video. It's like a 3-part video on producer Michael's channel, and it's like, good lord, dude.
Just that. Pulling this out again, but Hunnigan, I'd like to report a bra moment. Just, bro.
You know, the sad thing about this place is I could see this working as like a high-class resort.
Probably be better off as a resort.
Yeah, like something that a bunch of Silicon Valley rich dudes or some like Hollywood elites would probably just go to for a weekend of R&R. But as a personal home, it's like, no, this thing was doomed to fail.
That's a lot of shit these days. Doomed to fail.
Like, Niall clearly was just surrounded by yes men when he designed this place. He didn't have anybody near him who was like, dude, this is a really shit idea.
Pretty much.
Good lord. Alright, so August made a part 2 of this guy, and it's producer Michael's post-house tour interview of Niall. And
oh boy.
Where the delusion comes full force.
Full delusion.
am going to buy this.
Full sail ahead with the delusion and narcissism.
Exactly.
I am going to buy this plane that I call the God plane, and it is gigantic.
The God plane?
God plane. And I'll tell you why. Because I have a lot of friends who are billionaires. They're the biggest singers in the world, but you know who else is going to be singing next to them? Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Prince and Elvis Presley.
A few months ago, I made a video about an architect named Niall Niami, a guy who built a $500 million mega mansion in the Beverly Hills that would probably be too big for 10 families to live in it. It was so unbelievably over the top that literally nobody would buy it, and it's still on the market now. However, before going into hundreds of millions of dollars of debt, Niall Niami was a hopeful gentleman who had big plans for this house, and in what has got to be the most delusional interview ever conducted, he's going to tell us about those plans. Now try to keep in mind during this interview that this guy is talking about a house. Some of the things that he seems to believe this house is going to do are genuinely insane thoughts. I honestly thought this interview was a joke the first time I saw it, but it's real. But I'm not going to waste any more time because nothing I could say could even begin to prepare you to hear what this guy thinks one house was going to do to the world. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
We just had the most epic house tour in the history of our channel. I think in the history of anybody's channel. I'm sure you all agree, the best house ever.
Well, considering that this house has been on the market for nearly 6 months at this point, and nobody has even made an offer, I'm gonna guess that we are in fact not all in agreement that this is the best house ever.
In the last video, I asked...
You know what this house is like? This house belongs in, like, the final mission of, like, a Ghost Recon game. Like, this is the one where... This is the house at the end of the game where it's like John Clark is sending Team Rainbow in to take out the cartels.
Shit, could even be the setting of a Resident Evil game.
Yeah. It's like the entire building could just be a big facade for this, like, umbrella facility.
Yeah.
Just put Leon and Chris out front. Roost, this is Condor 1. Your intel was off. This place is enormous. It's gonna take more than just the two of us to check the whole place out. It's like, sorry, Leon, but you're the only two we could spare.
They tried to send some people. They tried to send some more people, but the chopper got shot down.
Yeah, because the house has like SAM launchers on the roof or something.
That are cloaked somehow.
Like, this house belongs in a James Bond movie. This is something like Auric Goldfinger would live in.
Good lord.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Bring up the meme of the fucking chihuahua over the bathtub. You must choose, Mr. Bond. Get your nails clipped or perish into the river below.
Just go down to the breaker room. It's like this big. It's like a substation with like power transformers built into the basement. Just
fuck that.
Just have Oddjob throw his hat at Bond. It misses. It hits the generator and just electrocutes him to death. Where's your butler friend? Oh, he blew a fuse.
Literally. And that also reminds me of the thing. That also reminds me of the meme where this girl was picking on a chihuahua and like, is this your elbow or is this your elbow?
Chihuahuas, or as I like to call them, purse rats.
My girlfriend calls them four-legged ankle biters.
I can't look at him without thinking of that Jeff Dunham bit where he's like, anything that bounces when it barks, not a dog. Anything I could drop kick over my back fence, not a dog. Anything regularly terrified by a running leaf, not a dog. It's a yapping beanie baby.
I mean, my mom has a chihuahua, but he's the sweetest little guy you'll ever meet.
I don't know.
Like, he's literally he's almost a year old, but he's still the size of a potato. Yeah. I stayed at my mom's before, about like 2 weeks before I moved. And I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and this little guy was on top of me. Well, not on top of me, but he was snuggled into my side on the blanket, and it's like, I regret all the shit I talked about all your relatives. he always has to be. He's one of those dogs who always has to be close to somebody.
Right.
Like, he'd probably find comfort in the arms of a serial killer.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Alright, let's move on.
This is the best part about this house. In fact, I think it was Adam even that asked you that question. And you said something like, what we can do with the house.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean? Tell everybody.
Well, I think that I have something very, very exciting, and I believe that I don't have this by chance.
Oh, really? You don't think that you didn't purposefully make a 100,000 square foot home? Yeah, I don't think that anybody thought that this would be by chance. This seems like a pretty purposeful project.
When you say change the world in a positive way, how does this house change the world? I need you to explain
I
that.
will explain. So, because of COVID, all of the venues around the world have been either shut down or dramatically altered. There is nowhere in the world really where you can go for a venue like you used to have, like a big boxing match, or the Academy Awards, or the Grammys, or anything else that required a large crowd to gather at Staples Center or MGM or Caesar's Palace or any of these other places. But we have it now because this house has the ability to hold 900 people in a safe COVID environment.
Okay, sorry for the long pause between commentary. That's probably going to be a theme in this video because this guy's a little bit long-winded. But, yeah, his plan for changing the world is now having an event venue that can hold less than every other event venue. That's pretty much it. That's his plan. All those places he mentioned can hold more people, still meet the guidelines, and be safe.
And what is being created for this house is a show that is a show that everyone will want to watch and identify with because it stars me. I live in the house, and I live in the house with people that I love, and we do crazy things and have crazy parties, but we also help the world in so many different ways. And one of those ways we're doing it is we are creating gigantic boxing matches right in the grass.
Guys, I promise this is a real interview. I really wish it was fake. That is his honest plan for changing the world for the better. Having a TV show where he's the main character and people can watch him and his rich friends party, and hosting giant boxing matches. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that, because I really don't know how any human could think that those two things would change the world.
This is Poe's Law in action. For anyone who don't know, Poe's Law is basically where we reach a point where truth is stranger than fiction.
Yep.
This is like a Simpsons or a GTA parody of a rich guy, but it's legit. This is a real guy who actually said this shit on an interview, and tried to delude himself into thinking that this was actually a viable project.
Like I said, full sail ahead with the fucking narcissism and the whole delusional shit.
Reasons I will never live in Southern California for 200, Alex.
Actually, I got nothing to follow that up with, so let's move on.
The world championship boxers that you could ever imagine, and concerts, and anything that you could imagine that has a pay-per-view event leading up to the pay-per-view event will be my show. So the talent will come through, the weigh-ins will be here, and we will interact with all of the entertainment that lead to the pay-per-view platform. But the pay-per-view platform will be either a Showtime or our own pay-per-view platform that will rain money down. And with that, I am going to have a very, very successful show, and I'm going to have events.
Well, so far this seems more like a plan to make you even more rich, rather than a plan to make the world a better place. I mean, having money rain down and having your own pay-per-view network? I'm not seeing the bigger picture here.
Can I put myself down for a front row seat?
Yeah, you can. They'll be $35,000 to $40,000 each, but you can.
Ouch!
Really? $35,000 to $40,000? Most of the venues you mentioned don't even charge half of that for a front row seat. Once again, absolute delusion.
It costs less than 10 grand to get a seat at the Super Bowl.
Well, don't really care for the big league football because, well, it's nothing but fucking political bullshit anymore anyway, so.
And the sport's not even that interesting it's not interesting to me.
Well, that and the whole Colin Kaepernick bullshit from 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm all for ending police brutality, but acting anti-American acting so fucking anti-American and anti-police, that's really not going to get you anywhere, bud.
And from what I understand, he wasn't even that good of a quarterback to begin with.
Yeah, a lot of people like him going to football just because it makes him look beefy and brawny, but it's like, it just If you go into something and you don't know exactly what you're doing, you're just making yourself look like a giant douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah, did you see the latest thing where he was calling his foster parents racist because they wouldn't let him get a certain hairstyle when he was young? It's like, yeah, sure, they're racist for adopting and raising a black kid.
Right.
It's
Guy
like,
in the fucking video here, he's the fucking Colin Kaepernick of house selling.
it's like, tell me your relevance is waning and you're desperate to get your name out there again without actually telling me, Colin.
Yeah, I'll take delusional bitch boy for $300.
Who is Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah.
The fight
bitch
between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao made $700 million on pay-per-view. We have a better event venue space than they were in when that made that kind of pay-per-view money.
What?
By the way, last year's WrestleMania had more than 80,000 people in attendance. So, this guy trying to say he's selling a COVID-safe a COVID-safe environment, it's like tell me your head's up your ass without actually telling me.
That's a lot of people in Southern California, bud.
Well, Niall, I'm really sorry to be the one to break this.
All of California.
Yeah.
And when that made that kind of pay-per-view money.
Well, Niall, I'm really sorry to be the one to break this to you, but most people who are buying pay-per-view don't really care about what event center it's at because they're not there. They're at home. As long as they have it on the TV, they're not going to care where they're fighting.
And I believe doing events in this house through a show that everyone will want to watch, that will fuel the publicity for the pay-per-view, making it even bigger. And when money comes down like that, I'm going to go into the city. And I'm going to go into East LA and Beverly Hills. And I'm going to make people's dreams come true. Because I'm going to see and read people, and anyone that's good, that has a real idea that they've never had the chance, I'm going to give them a 3-page contract. And I'm going to put all of the responsibility on them to report back to me. And that exact day, without lawyers, I'm going to write how much I own of their company, and I'm going to write them a check and give it to them. And I will only be able to do it with pay-per-view that comes to us. And with that, the whole entire world will change.
It's almost kind of disturbing just how out of touch with reality this guy is. Niall, living in Beverly Hills to begin with is a dream in and of itself for the average person. And what, you're gonna walk up to random strangers and offer them a 3-page contract and tell them, hey, you just got McDonald's, I'm sure you're ready to start a business? I mean, literally nothing has made sense yet. Investing in rich people's businesses is not changing the world.
I want...
So this guy's dream is to be Mr. Beast without being Mr. Beast.
Well, Mr. Beast is actually kind of a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch Mr. Beast myself, but from what I understand, he actually is a decent person.
I mean, he's not one of those douchebag YouTubers who always flexes how much money they make. He actually uses that money to actually help out the less fortunate.
Yeah, he's the inverse of Rice Gum.
Right. And apparently people found it offensive when it's like he helped a bunch of blind people see for the first time, and it's like, how the fuck is that offensive?
Because people just want an excuse to be I think Upchurch said it best that, look, there's a lot of sad motherfuckers that want other motherfuckers to be sad with them.
And I just say props to Mr. Beast for doing something that awesome.
Yeah. And Upchurch always said, well, you know what? Your target better be a lot weaker. It's like, well...
Yeah, all I can say is if I ever fucking meet Mr. Beast, I'm buying his ass a drink.
Amen to that.
Well, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say I'm gonna drink with him myself because I'm now a member of the church, but that doesn't mean I can't buy him a drink.
Right.
You just think of a couple things like this house happened just to be here, right in front of the city, and looking right down below is UCLA. UCLA has probably 25,000 parking spaces in all of their above-ground garages that they've built that they don't use in the evening. So we will be able to have events here where the neighbors will not even notice.
So I did a little bit of looking, and the closest UCLA parking garage to this house is 2 miles away, or a 40-minute uphill walk. Yeah, you really got the parking situation figured out, didn't you, Niall?
And we are
Or do you plan to have, like, golf cart drivers or like, shuttle buses down by UCLA to ferry people from UCLA to your shithole mansion?
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, exactly.
planning on helping this neighborhood and giving to the HOA and making everybody a part of this.
Yeah, because a neighborhood where a $500 million house only stands out a little bit really screams a neighborhood in need of help.
I am the biggest developer in Los Angeles, and I have the best houses. I couldn't sell one house. 2 years before COVID, I couldn't sell a house. Then COVID came, I couldn't sell a house. Until finally the point I ran out of money. And I have a Chapter 11 on one of the houses I live in. And this house, I was just notified, has a notice of default placed against it.
Do you know how far gone you have to be going bankrupt and have the houses that you built being reclaimed by the bank, and look at a camera and say that I'm the best developer in Los Angeles and I make the best houses? Why does nobody want them then, Niall?
The investors are going to not only help me solve my issue that I must, but they are going to give the ability to make an unbelievable show, probably the best television show that's ever been, and the best events better than they ever were before COVID.
This is honestly just kind of getting sad. I mean, this guy is so deluded that he really thinks that this is going to change the world, that the greatest TV show to ever be made is going to be one about him partying. I mean, he's so far in the hole that I think he's just trying to oversell everything, but he might actually honestly believe it, and that is scary.
This is what desperation sounds like. This is what desperation looks like.
Yeah, sounds like a narcissistic bastard just grasping at straws, just trying everything to, make themselves have the best outcome, when literally it's just gonna go down the shitter like it always does.
Yeah, and when you said that, all I'm picturing is that Bob's Burger skit where the guy's like, "I'm literally grasping at straws."
Or fucking R. Kelly going, "I'm fighting for my fucking life here."
Oh god, that interview. Yeah, that really helped your image so well. It helped you so much that you just got an extra 16 to 20 years added to your sentence.
It's like I'm just gonna say the same thing about the Weinstein brothers. To say the same thing about him, say the same thing about R. Kelly that I said about the Weinstein brothers. In their death, nothing of value was lost.
Exactly. You could just throw up that clip from The Critic, and nothing of value was lost.
AKA what I'm gonna say when Andrew Tate eventually bites the dust.
Yup.
We Are the World 2022, and I'm going to have podium set up throughout this entire house, and we are going to do a modern-day remix of We Are the World, and I am going to have the biggest entertainers ever in the history singing on each podium, but I'm also going to have people like Chamilla Sound, my current wife, who it didn't work out, but we're getting a divorce, was an unbelievable singer.
This is the definition of a downward spiral. Niall, who are you kidding? You cannot afford the biggest entertainment. You just said you have no more money. You realize you pay them, right? They're not gonna pay you to sing on a podium in your house. And then he keeps bringing up his divorce like it's not actually gonna happen? Dude, she's gone. Just like all of your money. You're better off selling the house for materials at this point.
You're the biggest singers in the world.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Funny or Die's video on that one episode of Full House when Stephanie's classmate was getting beaten by his asshole dad, and when Stephanie tells Jesse, "I promised I wouldn't say anything," the guy narrating says, "Uncle Jesse tells her some promises are meant to be broken, just like the bones in Charles' legs."
Oh.
And there's also the part where she goes into the classroom and teacher says, Charles had another accident. He asked his dad to play Street Fighter, but forgot they didn't have a Super Nintendo. Get it?
Yeah.
Like apparently his dad took it literally to fight him. And he got pummeled into oblivion.
Oof.
I mean,
you know who else is...
I'm just gonna put it out there just so I don't get canceled. Child abuse is not funny, but god damn it, if you watch the fucking Funny or Die's narrations of old sitcom episodes, and I promise, doesn't matter what the topic is, you will laugh your ass off.
I'll try to keep that in mind.
We gotta react. I'd say we could react to those videos, but don't know. Fucking HBO and fucking Warner Brothers might fucking bring the hammer down on us for the fucking Full House footage.
Yeah, after the Miramax shit with Decker Shadow's Halloween H2O video that we watched, that's not a risk I'm in favor of taking.
That's why I said we probably could do it if it wasn't for that bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh well, we can react to shit like this, and that's good enough.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, let's finish her off, shall we?
Who's going to be singing next to them? Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson and Prince and Elvis Presley.
I'm not even going to comment.
And I am going to get
I'm assuming he means like whenever they do like a halftime show at a football game or like the halftime show at the Super Bowl, sometimes they'll have like a hologram of somebody like Prince or whatever showing for whatever song that happens to be playing at the halftime show. I'm assuming he means like holographic projections of Elvis or Prince or Michael Jackson.
Oh, so in other words, he's trying to say he's see-through, transparent, or, for lack of a better word, irrelevant.
every single singer to come here for free and do it because every penny is going to go to help everybody else.
That's absolutely amazing. That's truly, truly amazing.
I'm convinced that Michael here is being held at gunpoint during this interview. No, it is not a great idea. Generally, singers who are comparable to Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley or Whitney Houston don't really like to sing for free. That's kind of against their job description. And they're really not gonna do it for some random guy who promises it will change the world. Oh, and while he profits from it, and they don't.
I am going to buy this plane that I call the God plane, and it is gigantic.
The God plane?
God plane. And I'll tell you why. Because I have a lot of friends who are billionaires.
Ah yes, just what we needed to make the world a better place. A private jet for billionaires. Who's ever heard of one of those? So the rest of the video is pretty much just him rambling, essentially begging for investors, making all of these false promises and really showing that he has no understanding of how the economy works. I really don't know how he's this rich, because I don't really think he knows how a business works. Like he says if he can get one boxing match that makes $80 million, his company will be evaluated at a $6.5 billion worth. I mean, are you serious? Why would it be, Niall? It's honestly crazy to see where this guy has ended up, because you would think with him actually being a genuinely self-made man, I mean, he grew up with pretty much nothing, that he would be a little bit more in touch with reality. To have gone from that to this, it's just scary what money can do to you. You start thinking you own the world, and then, before you know it, you start to make claims like you can bring back Elvis Presley for a boxing match at a UCLA parking garage. Money. Not even once, kids. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and walk.
Well,
Alright.
I don't
That
think
was great.
it could be money, but it could also be just a simple matter of, just don't live in Southern California.
Or have an ego bigger than your head, because your head goes up your ass, you're gonna tear your fucking anus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, our next video is a lovely little piece of YouTube drama that started a few months ago from one of Andrew Tate's biggest nut riders, a little dingleberry by the name of Sneeko. If you have no idea who Sneeko is, don't feel bad because I don't either.
Just know he's a fucking moron.
Yeah, and he's been trying so desperately to cling to relevance through manufacturing online beef with Moist Critical, and let's just say Charlie has been mostly ignoring Sneeko apart from a few clapbacks on Twitter. Sneeko but on the other hand, Charlie has been living rent-free in Sneeko's brain.
Sounds about right.
Oh.
I mean it when I say I didn't really want to talk about today's topic.
So, first off, never think that you can just fuck with Jesus here.
Yep. Or you'll get Jesus thrown down on you.
Yeah, nothing like a holy pimp hand.
Oh God, that. Hey, depending on the religion, if someone ever asks you what would Jesus do, remind them that flipping over a table and chasing people with a whip is within the realm of possibilities.
Turns out there is a reason Charlie named his comic book God Slap.
Yeah, it's
just
pimp slap from God.
Yeah.
Medium rare internet beef that I think is just kind of worthless to go over, but so many people keep bringing it up to me that I feel I should at least talk about it to some extent. So I'll go ahead and cannonball into the septic tank and doggy paddle around for a bit. The main topic involves a banned YouTube creator that I'm sure you've all heard of before. His name is Sneeko. A lot of people compared him to like a diet Andrew Tate. He recently got banned, and he still does make content elsewhere. And recently he started targeting me because I made jokes about his friends on the Fresh and Fit podcast, whom I think are beautiful clowns that do some very silly stuff that is entirely entertaining to make fun of. But Sneeko didn't see it that way because he's a very sensitive guy, and he started riding their wieners to try and defend a blatantly outrageous story that one of them told about meeting a basketball player at a party, then being invited by that basketball player to a mansion and then fucking a ton of girls at that mansion thanks to the basketball player, which sounds like something a Tumblr account would have made up, and ending with, and everybody clapped. It was such a goofy piece of fan fiction, it felt like he was begging to be humiliated and made fun of, so I started throwing some balls at the clown and dunking them in the tank. I made a video talking and joking about it, and Sneeko saw this and he wasn't too happy, so he got offended on his friend's behalf, which of course is a very alpha male thing to do.
Yeah, that's one of the... Yeah, that's where you just throw up the meme of Michael Jordan saying, "And I took that personally."
Yeah, tell me you're pathetic and desperate for attention, without actually telling me you're pathetic and desperate for attention.
Now, I don't watch the Fresh and Fit podcast largely because I don't support guys who pretend to be like top dog alpha male, like I get all the girls and you're jealous of me for that.
Yeah, that just sounds like a big chunk of the guys I went to high school with.
Yeah. By the way, the Fresh and Fit guys are also... Sorry?
I was just gonna say, yes, if we went to high school together and we didn't get along, just know, yes, I was making a crack at you, motherfucker.
And let's just say the Fresh and Fit guys are also among Andrew Tate's biggest nut riders. Except, unlike the Fresh and Fit guys, Andrew Tate can actually score, so there is that.
I mean, I don't know. This penguin guy actually seems alright in my book.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to dislike. Sorry, what?
I mean, I was gonna say he looks like someone I could sit and have a pleasant conversation with.
it's hard to not like John Wick.
Right. He does look like a longer-haired young Keanu Reeves.
I know Sneeko doesn't like that nomenclature. He never calls himself an alpha male and thinks that it belittles him. But his fan base is and has been red-pilled and thinks of him as like a no-nonsense kind of guy who tells it like it is, a man's man.
Because they're 12 years old and don't have any positive male influence in their lives.
Yeah, when you're at that age and you're just a tip to all you kids out there. If your dad said when you were a kid, like, I'm going to get milk, I'll be right back, and you still haven't seen him since then, just know you're probably never going to see him again.
Yeah.
And yet, Sneeko cries more than a 12-year-old going through puberty and has very public temper tantrums like a child who didn't get the Spider-Man toy they wanted for Christmas. So he was upset because I was making fun of them. He then makes a big rant about me, calling me a bitch, saying all kinds of things. He doesn't really make any points. He just insults my appearance a lot and makes very bold assumptions about me not going outside and shit like that, which of course has nothing to do with anything I was saying, nor does it debunk any of my points. Not that I was even really making points, I was just making jokes about a silly fucking story, and he's taking it as if I just gave a TED Talk on monogamy, because for some reason he somehow gets lost in like this Winter Soldier episode, like this delusional fantasy, where he starts making a statement on monogamy, which of course had nothing to do with the video I made.
I'm not gonna say names. Someone texted me. He's in a monogamous relationship.
I have no idea what that has to do with anything.
I mean, I'm just saying, Penguin, if you're watching this and that's your girl, nice score, man.
Yeah, his girl is very attractive. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with being in a monogamous relationship. Personally, I think monogamy, even though I'm not somebody who is very interested in relationships, like that kind of relationship, if I was, that would be the way to go, because I was raised under a traditional flag.
Yeah. And plus, I'm sure she looks really fucking nice.
Yeah.
She doesn't look anything like she doesn't look like a gold digger, she doesn't look like a bitch, she actually looks like a really nice person.
Yeah. And honestly, Charlie seems like a guy that I would want to have a beer with, even though I don't drink beer at all.
I mean, I'd freaking have a beer with all of them, except the guy holding the fucking phone on the fucking pause video.
Yeah, the guy looks like not only does he sound like a fuckboy, not only does he act like a fuckboy, but he looks like a fuckboy.
Yeah, he looks like a guy who I went to school with, who, when he was 20, he knocked up a 17-year-old, then proceeded to try and have a relationship with the child, but then whenever his baby mama pissed him off, he denied the kid being his.
Yeah, guy looks like a walking Maury Povich episode.
More like a fucking worthless hood rat who doesn't have shit to do with his life other than bitch and moan.
Yeah, he's got a very bright future on divorce court.
Or paternity court.
Or Judge Jerry.
Oh, Lord have mercy if you end up on Judge Jerry.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Jerry Springer is now a TV judge now.
Fuck.
Yes. Jerry's got his own Judge Judy thing going now.
You are a cunt. Case dismissed.
Guy's got a bright future on Steve Wilkos getting a chair thrown at him. Get off my stage!
Well, there's that, and there's also that one scene from Fairly Odd Parents. Throw the book at him, like this. Throws a literal book.
This is his girl.
So what?
So there you go. I told you, I could hear it in your voice. The fact that someone doesn't have to abide by those rules. Someone could go and fuck a lot of bitches. that it's so foreign to a lot of people's ideas, because when you get brainwashed, when you get told that monogamy is the answer.
What the fuck are you even talking about?
You need to clip that. You need to clip that. What the fuck are you even talking about?
Yes, I should. I really should clip that at some point. Because it's like, what the fuck does monogamy and brainwashing have to do with each other?
Absolutely fucking nothing, dude.
Not a damn thing. It's a type of relationship.
I guess that kind of stupidity comes when you look like a Wish brand Justice Smith.
Oh, that one hurt me.
I felt nothing.
Probably because Detective Pikachu was one of my favorite movies of 2019. That just hurt me.
Yeah. Only thing I remember about him right now is the beginning of Jurassic World Dominion, where he opens the door and says, "Nope."
Yeah.
I forgot he was in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, he was.
A movie that's hard for me to like, considering the fact that Robin Williams was not alive to play Professor Oak.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
like,
man.
Yeah. Literally, his death is literally the reason they excluded the character Professor Oak.
Really? I was not aware of that.
Because apparently with Pokemon and Nintendo, their first choice to play Robin Williams in a live-action movie was always going to be Robin Williams.
Man.
You know, especially since Robin Williams raised his kids on a lot of Nintendo's properties.
Well, yeah, I mean, he literally named his daughter Zelda.
Yeah, he's a fucking metal as fuck dad for doing that.
Yeah, he was a huge Nintendo fan.
Which makes his death all the more sad.
So, man, the fact that they willingly left Professor Oak out just because they couldn't think of anybody else they wanted to play him.
Who could have played the role better?
Yeah. That is really, really sad.
Ignore that, I was just crushing a can.
Well, let's keep this going before this gets really depressing.
Yeah, let's go.
What does this have to do with anything?
That monogamy is the answer.
What the fuck are you even talking about? What does this have to do with anything? What does bringing up a picture of me and my girlfriend have anything to do with anything that has happened? And where is monogamy even coming from? You're fighting an invisible enemy right now. You're fighting ghosts that aren't real. Like, none of this had anything to do with the video itself of me joking about a stupid fucking story that this guy told. Like, it's so weird, and he's been mad ever since, as I understand it. I, of course, don't really watch him, but I keep getting updates on Sneeko not being happy, wiggling his finger, saying, I don't really like this Charlie guy anymore for this. Now, like I said, because so many people keep bringing this up to me every day, I felt obligated to at least, talk about this a little bit and engage with the drama, even though I don't really want to. What I do want to talk about, though, is the Black Friday Moist Global merch sale.
Alright, he's gonna plug his merch thing, so I'm gonna speed it up. Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah, no offense, Penguin, but we got a video to do.
Go to moistglobal.com, the link's in the description. I'm going to keep this on for the rest of the video. The only thing I'm missing now is a cigar, so really get into character here. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. I am pretty familiar with Sneeko, probably more so than a lot of his more modern fan base is. I first became aware of his content when he got mad at me a couple years ago because I was criticizing a movie called Cuties. For those that don't know, Cuties was a movie that went to Netflix, and it was basically just softcore child porn. It was a movie that focused on twerking and a coming-of-age film that used real children in real positions of, sexualization, where during, a twerking contest, they'd have cameras that would go, right into their ass and zoom in. It was fucking disgusting stuff.
I'm just going to say this point blank. I was going to watch Cuties for a Chris Vence video, and then I watched just some guy's review of it, and I was just like, this seems like it would bore me to death before it pissed me off.
I never wanted anything to fucking because just the concept literally makes me want to fucking vomit.
Yeah, so what I was able to glean from just some guy's review of it was they had a coming of age story, and they wanted to make some kind of social commentary about how young girls are constantly being bombarded with hypersexualized imagery and what that psychologically does to them. But then they shot themselves in the foot by featuring real preteen and early adolescent girls twerking.
Yeah, that's just fucking gross, bro. That's just no. Please, just
So-
I'm sorry, but if you're probably gonna get the stream cut for this, but I'm just gonna say it. If you're into that kind of thing, please just fucking kill yourself.
I was just like, yeah, this is gonna bore me before it gets to the twerking. So yeah.
Well, you really shouldn't be watching it. None of us should really be watching it. Period. I'm just glad that eventually the backlash got to them and they fucking took it off Netflix. But still,
It's still on Netflix.
That's this what?
It's still on Netflix. They just changed the the marketing image for it. They changed the thumbnail for it because the backlash was sparked from a marketing thumbnail a marketing image they had generated that made it look like it was going to be like some preteen Bring It On type movie. And after all the backlash, they changed it to reflect the coming of age tale that the movie was trying to tell. But it's still on Netflix.
Still gross.
So
Like just the idea of it is just fucking gross, bro.
So, but you know what? I'm at a point in my life where I can't bring myself to hate watch stuff anymore. I'm just like, I don't care anymore. Phil Collins' song, I Don't Care Anymore, is my theme song at this point.
Yeah. Or the fucking song that goes, "Don't wanna talk about it. I say why not? Don't wanna think about it." That's literally how I feel about cuties.
Yeah.
And I
It's
made a
like,
whole
I'm
video
sorry.
talking about how fucked up it
Yeah.
is that not only does it exist, but Netflix has promoted it and it's on their service. Regardless of what the intention was or what the message aimed to deliver from the director, it completely missed the mark. By using real child actors and doing the things that they did in the film, it became a movie that was only enjoyed by legitimate, real, self-admitted pedophiles. And I made a video talking about how gross that whole situation was, and Sneeko made a response to it saying that the outrage around this film is misplaced, and it's actually a good movie.
Americans are like, this is deplorable. I saw this commentator, Penguin Zero, who I
Why
actually
is
like.
this-
There's not a lot of good commentators, but he's like, this
What?
I was about to say, this Sneeko guy praising the Cuties movie, why is that not fucking surprising?
Yeah.
That's just more evidence as that this Sneeko guy is just a garbage and disgusting human being.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's definitely a person I would keep my kids away from.
Yeah, he deserves to be kept away from, like, he shouldn't be within 50 yards of a school zone.
And he needs to be castrated with rusty nail clippers.
Ugh.
Hey, those kinds of people deserve nothing but endless suffering. That's just my opinion.
Do it with a teaspoon.
Oh, yeah.
Why
a teaspoon? A teaspoon that's heated up by a bunch of lighters.
Why a spoon? Because it's dull, you twit. It'll hurt more.
Fucking perverts, man.
It's deplorable. There's nothing good about it. There's nothing. And it's like he didn't even watch the movie. It's just like he only saw the clips that were gonna piss him off, or he just got so triggered by the provocative imagery that he just deplorable. Come on, man. Like, don't you see the reasons why she's doing what she's doing?
Sneeko has said multiple times, even in his most recent rant, that he does like my content. Though I'm pretty sure he just says that to cushion the blow and like tiptoe around it, like before insulting me. Just in case there's anyone in his chat that likes my content, he wants to make sure to not make them upset. So he makes sure to preface it by saying, well, I actually do like him, but and then goes on to get super personal about it. This was my first real exposure to Sneeko, and it's also the reason I don't care what his opinion is of me, because it's coming from a man who likes cuties. So why the fuck would it matter if he thinks I'm a bitch or anything like that? It legitimately couldn't mean less coming from a guy who openly defends a softcore child porn production.
Okay, if I ever wanted to get canceled, this is the video. I saw Cuties last night, and it was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. I went in ready to hate like everybody else. I saw the cover, and I got clickbaited. So did you. You got clickbaited. The thing about Cuties is it's not an unrealistic film. Like, yes, it shows children in a sexual way, but this is not unusual now. And the people who are really mad about this aren't Gen Z.
Now, the reason I'm showing this isn't just to debate a multiple-year-old Sneeko video that he completely ate shit on and had the worst possible take of with this whole cutie situation. The reason I'm showing this is because I haven't liked him since I saw this side of him. I was aware that he made other content, and apparently some of it was pretty good a couple of years back, but once I saw this video, it just showed me a really weird guy who it seemed like really just wanted to be contrarian for the sake of it, and makes terrible points in defense of this film for some reason. Like, even in your own video, you openly admit right there that yes, it sexualizes children. Full stop, that's not okay. That's a problem.
Like, this girl, at one point...
You know, the sad thing about that is they could probably have gotten away with that if it was like... If the girls weren't supposed to be like 12, 13, if they were supposed to be like 16, like 15, 16, and you had like 19-year-olds playing them, then I could see you getting away with that.
It's still disturbing.
It's still disturbing, but at least the actresses' ages don't come into question.
Yeah, that's why when my daughter gets older, what she watches is gonna be very, very limited. Because, well, I don't want her to frickin' be exposed to that kind of nasty shit.
There you go. Have her watching Gem and the Holograms.
She mostly finds entertainment in watching SpongeBob, so it's probably gonna stick that way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, SpongeBob might not be the brightest show, but at least it doesn't frickin' do the nasty shit that Cuties did.
Yeah. And there are actual jokes. I mean, there's writing in SpongeBob. It's not my kind of show. It's not my kind of writing, but
it's a goddamn meme goldmine.
It is. I mean, we saw that with the video we started the stream off with. Me just using the doodle bar. Fucking doodle bob.
Yeah, and SpongeBob erases his mouth. Yeah, and that's another meme in itself when SpongeBob's holding the pencil, like when the girl with fake eyebrows starts talking shit.
That, and I ought to just, at some point, just use the, I should do like a clip of Andrew Tate and his brother just running their mouths and just use the Squidward, I hate all of you.
I love karate. I love money. I hate all of you. You know, there's literally a banned lost episode called Squidward Suicide. Where apparently Squidward has had enough of SpongeBob and attempts suicide, only to be visited by demons and ghosts who convince him to keep living.
I think I've heard about that. I thought that was like a creepypasta.
Probably was, but I don't know. All I know is I looked into it and I was disturbed by what I saw.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a creepypasta.
Probably more relevant than fucking a lot of the other stories. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of this. I'm a big fan of the freaking Expressionless and Jeff the Killer stories.
I don't really care for Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, he's literally just the Joker wannabe. He's like, if they made a movie about him back then, they probably definitely would have selected Heath Ledger.
You know, the thing about the only good thing.
How I got scars.
Yeah.
Jeff the Killer, please don't come kill me. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. I want to live.
The only creepypasta I ever really showed any interest in was Slender Man, but that was just because of the Marble Hornets series.
Yeah, Marble Hornets is still better. Still better than the fucking 2018. Still better than the 2018 theatrical fuckfest.
Yeah, I'm convinced Sony just doesn't know how to put out a movie anymore. I feel like after Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, it's like whoever's running Sony's film division just has helium head.
Yeah, it's become apparent a lot of those companies don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. All right, shall we move on?
Yeah.
She takes a picture of her vagina and posts it on Instagram. Kids naturally just rebel. I like this movie because it's extremely provocative, but it's realistic. A major criticism of this film was that it's child porn, that they were just showing these kids and that it's going to bring a bunch of pedophiles in. I don't think so. Not more than anything else that's on the internet now, or not more than beauty pageants in America, which still exist and are exactly what you see in the film.
Do you go to beauty pageants to watch the kids, Sneeko? I certainly hope not. Just because the beauty pageants, which are fucked up, completely agree, just because those exist in the real world doesn't mean that that's justification for this movie. I feel like that should be obvious. You can't use this whataboutism like, oh yeah, Cuties has a lot of sexualization of children, but what about, child beauty pageants? I mean, those are out there in the real world, so what's wrong with Cuties being on Netflix? I won't show you any more from this video, it's dog shit all across the board, but there is one more thing I'd like to highlight. Even when Sneeko started to rise to popularity, I didn't pay too much attention because, again, in my mind, he will always be that guy that for some reason fights for this film, which is just fucking weird. So he's always just been kind of a weird person to me that I don't pay too much attention to, but I couldn't help but take notice of one of his more recent viral clips where he openly defends getting cucked.
So I wanted to break this down like this.
Oh, this is gold mine.
Imagine seeing the girl you love, like,
get fucked.
Get fucked. You love her? Yeah, I do. I love her. I was about to say I love this bitch. I'm like, no, let me not say that. I love my wifey, my queen.
And you allowed the love of your life to get fucked by another man.
What happened to the other
Is
women?
I'm crazy. The first time, as soon as I saw it, like 3 pumps in, I just got up and walked. I was like, I can't do that.
So he was okay with his girl getting screwed by another dude until like 3 pumps in, and then he's just like, I can't do this, I gotta leave the room.
It's like, honestly, that's kind of his karma for being a shit person.
Yeah, like I said, this dude's a fuckboy.
No. That's like this, that reminds me of a joke I heard where it's like, where a son tells his dad he has an imaginary girlfriend, and it's like, you can do better. You really think so, Dad? I was talking to your girlfriend. Yeah. I can't relate because my woman's real. I'm literally adopting her daughter, for God's sake.
That's rich.
What?
I said, that's rich.
Emotional damage. That's like saying, Dad, can you pick up condoms? I have a date tonight. I need protection. Son, your face is enough protection.
Right.
Emotional damage. Damn.
Oh, my face hurts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, my fucking anxiety is rising up knowing I'm getting married next month.
Oh.
It's a happy time, but fucking nerve-wracking as all hell.
Yeah, well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish this motherfucker off.
Yeah. Traumatic thoughts, like seeing her with another person. It's a lot. But I think it's something everybody should do just to test. You know what?
It is a legitimately super sad thing to sit there and listen to because Sneeko is very clearly bothered by that whole situation, but is trying to play it off like a deeper message, like, no, this is actually a good thing, and in fact, I recommend every guy out there try letting their girl get fucked by another man. then you'll know if it's real, if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. It is fucking tragic to listen to. Now, I want to be clear, I have absolutely no problem with open relationships. I think everyone should be completely within the right to handle their relationships however they see fit and whatever makes them happiest. Contrary to what Sneeko thinks about me, I have legitimately no issue with open relationships at all. But what Sneeko's talking about here isn't so much an open relationship, it's cuckoldry. You have watched your girl get fucked in front of you on at least 2 occasions that he talks about here. And you were right next to her, watching her get fucked, and one time you were so upset about it you had to leave the room after the 3rd pump, you said. You're clearly not really alright with this situation. You're for some reason forcing yourself to be okay with it. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and be an armchair psychologist like you try to do against me during your rants, but it really seems like you don't like it. And yet, for some reason, you're also trying to celebrate it and promote it like a good thing. It's just super sad. Like, if you're fucking other girls and she's fucking other guys, that's one thing, but you being in the same bed that she is fucking another man in and watching her, and then even talking about how, like, upset you were about how much she was moaning and the deep eye contact she was making with the man she was fucking in front of you, like, you're not really okay with it, it sounds like. So stop trying to pretend to be, and stop trying to make it seem like this is a good, healthy thing for everyone that everyone needs to try.
That's probably why Andrew Tate refuses to have anything to do with Sneeko.
I mean, Andrew Tate's still a piece of shit, but he probably dodged a bullet by not wanting anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah, because Sneeko went to visit Tate at one point, and it was like Tate was trying to assemble like a who's who of influencers to like see who might be able to like take over his alpha male grift after he's gone, like after he's gone to prison or is dead or whatever. And Sneeko, it was one that he straight up just rejected.
It's like, well, you see, nope, get out.
Like, I hate Andrew Tate like I hate Al-Qaeda, but actually I don't hate Andrew Tate, I just love to make fun of him. But I
mean, he makes it.
I really don't care for the guy at all, but it's like, at least he has that kind of standard. Like, he I mean, Aiden Ross isn't much better, but at the same time, at least Aiden Ross isn't one for cuckoldry.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate is...
Right. I'm sorry, but if I'm at a party with my girl, and I walk into a room and see her getting butt-fucked by another guy, I'm just leaving that party and just like, you can have her, bro, I'm done.
Dude, if I've got a girl in my bed and she's fucking another person, they're both going out the door. Actually, they're both going out the window.
Just turn into the Hulk, grab both by the necks, and just...
Yeah.
Try not to hit your head too hard on the concrete when you land.
And try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
Dude, imagine trying to walk to your car, but this blonde won't stop latching onto your dick.
It's just pretty sad. So this is always in the back of my mind when he starts critiquing my relationship, or really any relationship for that matter. Like, what really gives you the right, especially when you're clearly in a very complicated situation in your own mind with your relationship? So, like I said, I didn't really want to talk about this, but he apparently keeps shitting on me and making a big hoopla about it, and people keep bringing it up to me, so I felt like I should at least address it in some capacity. So this is me talking about it, and that's about it. So, yeah.
Okay, Danger Dolan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, type in Danger Dolan, and there's this... He did a top list on banned kids' toys that I think we should fucking riff on.
Alright, and I think that'll be a good video to close the stream on.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
Wait, is it banned for outrageous reasons?
I don't think so. Scroll down.
Most dangerous kids' toys.
15 most dangerous kids' toys ever.
There we go.
Danger Dolan. From guns on your belt to rockets that explode into a million pieces, we count 15 outrageously harmful children's toys.
Number 15.
Battlestar Galactica Colonial Viper. Here we have the toy that actually started the choking hazard trend. The
Really?
vehicle itself is fine, but the pretend laser torpedo is the problem here. Some 4-year-old kid shot it down his throat, possibly because he was trying to swallow the whole ship. He then promptly choked to death. Mattel, the producers of the toy, were sued, and ever since all small toys need a bright sticker on it that says, "Don't try to eat this, you fool."
That's... You know why we have warning labels? It's because stupid people.
I say we just need to take the warning labels off and just let natural selection do its fucking job.
Exactly. I'll steal one from Albert Wesker. Natural selection leaves the survivors stronger and better.
Yep.
Humans have escaped this winnowing for far too long.
You said it best, Wesker. You said it best.
Number 14.
Creepy Crawlers, 1964. What kind of toys do kids want these days? Oh, I know. An oven that produces unbearable 150 degrees of skin-peeling heat. They'll love it. The Creepy Crawler oven had little kids molding spiders and bugs out of plastic and heating them up to solidify. Unfortunately, it exerted toxic, deadly fumes and burnt the flesh off kids' hands because they could reach in at any time to fiddle with the hot plate.
Number 13.
Dude.
Just, yeah.
That
I know.
That reminds me of Jeff Foxworthy talking about the toys they used to get when he was a kid. He talks about how being 9 years old, his parents got him a wood burning kit. A sharp metal stick that heated up to 5,000 degrees. And the cord on it was so short that you were almost always guaranteed to be right next to the drapes when you played with it.
Uh-huh. Well, that and the fucking rod. Sure, that's a fucking hazard and a half right there. Because you know what happens when you're barehanded holding a metal rod and you stick it up, you put it into a fire? That motherfucker's gonna heat up and it's gonna spread throughout the entire damn pipe.
Yeah.
And you're just, I'm sorry, but if you're stupid enough to hold it barehanded and stick it into a fire, you're just, I'm sorry, whatever injuries you sustain from that, I'm gonna have little to no sympathy for your dumbass.
Austin Magic Pistol, the 1950s. Every kid likes a pretend pistol, but only hardcore kids can wield this explosive hand cannon that shoots actual fireballs.
What?
It's designed to propel ping pong balls by mixing calcium carbide with water, which then creates a flaming explosion, which, when you really break it down, is essentially a gun. Apparently in the 1950s, it was totally fine to sell children a gun. But I guess when you look at how many school shootings there have been lately, has anything really changed?
Number
Yo.
Damn.
That is a murder weapon.
That's not a fucking toy. The 1950s were a weird ass time, bro.
That reminds me of this anime Golgo 13. It's about a professional assassin who mainly does contracts that require sniping skills, and he assassinates a political figure by slipping into this rally that the guy is hosting at a football arena and shooting him from the rafters with a custom-made plastic pistol that's designed to look like a toy gun.
Oof.
And they never find the murder weapon because he sends it it's only usable for one shot, and then the barrel just melts. But he sends it flying off he sends it flying off attached to a helium balloon, so the cops are unable to connect him with the weapon because they can't even find it.
Well, I guess he should feel. I guess he should feel lucky that no one there had a gun and saw the balloon carrying it away, and they just shot the balloon down.
Yeah, well, when I think the movie, the episode took place in Boston, and they had there were cops checking everyone's cars on their way in and out of town to make sure nobody was bringing a weapon into the city. So, the only people who had any who were supposed to have any firearms in that episode were cops and Secret Service.
Yeah.
And of course, nobody was looking up at the sky for pigeons and balloons. They were looking at the guy who just got shot in the head.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna take the attention away from everything.
Yeah. Golgo 13, good show, by the way. Also a really good, also a pretty good NES game, and a pretty solid Sonny Chiba movie from the 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, but for that whole thing, insert the meme of JFK on that day in 1963. Sometimes you just have to go for a drive to clear your head. Well, it's a good thing the stream isn't monetized.
Yeah.
Then again, basically, if you transport JFK to now, people would think he was a Republican. But if you transport one of today's Democrats back to then, they think they were a damn lunatic. Oh, I want to see what happens when you send AOC back to the 60s.
Oh.
She's not going to last very long. Like, how the fuck... I mean, that just shows how corrupt the fucking government is. How you can simply go from being a bartender to a government representative.
She's not even a representative. She's just an Instagram thought LARPing as a senator.
Yep. Remember what I sent you, the whole... When it's a picture of AOC tying her hair back and it says, when she finds out, yeah, big bucks to pay for her blue check mark. I don't care, that was funny.
She doesn't belong on the senator bench. She belongs on a casting couch.
She belongs back behind the bar getting me my beer. Oh god, Lily's gonna kill me when she watches this later. Womp womp.
She belongs in the restaurant getting me my sandwich. I just took some heat off you.
Oh, she's gonna fucking kidnap us both and hang us by our toes. Okay, let's try not to think about it too much. Let's move on.
12.
Hannah Montana pop star card game. What could possibly be dangerous about a simple card game? Are paper cuts really that bad? No. Try the second most deadly household toxin in existence, lead. These cards contain 75 times more lead than the law-permitted maximum. And even after we discovered this fact, they still hadn't been taken off the shelves. Why? Because the lead was found in the vinyl, not inside the paint, and thus there was a loophole in the regulations. Thanks, Miley Cyrus.
That explains the over the last 15 to 20 years, the spike in autism diagnoses.
No fucking shit. Yeah, our show is called Weaponized Autism for a reason.
With me, it was because my dad used lead-based paint to paint the house that we lived in when I was born.
Yeah.
So I at least have that excuse.
I think the cause of my autism was just taking a few too many hits to the head as a child. Oopsie. But yeah, you're probably right. Especially this. I mean, don't forget this was like 2006, 2007, and it's really depressing to think in a few years that's gonna be fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Number 11.
Cabbage Patch Snack Time dolls. Like something out of a Goosebumps horror novel, these dolls will mechanically chew any substance that makes its way into its mouth. They were originally supposed to pretend to eat plastic foods, but they soon began feasting on little kids' fingers.
Of course
One girl who was virtually scalped along the back of her head when a doll started gnawing at her hair. And the most chilling part, these dolls have no off switch. The only way to stop their carnivorous rampage is to smash them into dust.
Number 10.
Belt.
The fuck?
What?
The fuck? That?
You talking about the doll or the gun?
The doll.
Hey, they were. I mean, in their defense, they were still. They did not design the toy with that intention in mind.
That's still a massive oversight.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna have something that does that, there needs to be a fucking off switch.
Right. But then again, the thought of smashing it all into dust is actually entertaining. They have rage room for a reason.
Yeah?
But just wait till they talk about this thing that's on screen right now.
Oh god.
Guns. In the 50s, kids were able to replace the buckle on their belt with this contraption, in which you thrust with your stomach and a miniature gun pops out. It fired small pellets, but the problem was...
What the shit?
Like I said, the 50s were weird, bro.
What in the Ace Ventura is going on here?
Yeah.
Dude is literally doing the Ace Ventura before Ace Ventura.
Don't even get me fucking started on it, bro. Just don't. Just, no.
It's just a jump to the left, then a step to the right. Put your hand on your hips, bring your knees in tight, and do the pelvic thrust.
And accidentally shoot some poor old lady in the back of the head.
Let's do the time warp again.
Oh, God. Let's just move on before we make any more timely references.
It was also a cap gun, so it would make an exploding sound. Unfortunately, some unlucky kids had it randomly explode on their schlong. You don't exactly look manly when you thrust forward and an exploding belt burns your dick off. We have a word for that. It's called stupid.
Number 9.
The thought of that. That's just.
I want to make a reference to Cheddar Bob from 8 Mile when he shot himself in the leg.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with them holsters. But still, the thought of that, it's just. Ugh.
Now I'm thinking about Tom Savini's codpiece gun from Dusk Till Dawn.
God. Seriously, just imagine imagine hearing about that side effect on the news or some shit. Like that fucking malfunction on the news, and then you look down and realize, oh crap, I have one of these on. I'm just going to slowly move towards the bathroom and take it off. Then then something happens that makes you thrust your hips, and then all of a sudden, boom, you don't have a dick anymore. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh. That's one way to get a sex change.
Oh, God. No, don't. Just move on.
Slip and slide. A lot of you will have played on one of these.
Yep.
For the most part, it's fine for kids. Unless you forgot to moisten the slide enough, in which case it becomes a slip and go to the hospital. Now the problem comes in when a teenager or adult tries to use it. Since the slide is so short and the stop is so incredibly abrupt, a number of adults have been paralyzed from spine damage. I would make a witty comment here, but I think we should take a moment to feel sad about all these ruined lives and folks who died by a sloppy ride on the slip and slide.
Bars.
That could literally put you need to put a sick beat behind that.
Yeah, seriously, why is that a bar?
Yeah, it's like the fucking viral video of some kid dropping a sick beat while their teacher is reading a Dr. Seuss book.
Nice.
8. That's 8 times Dr. Seuss lolled in his grave. Ha 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 ha. That's my best count impression.
8 times
Yeah,
Dr. Seuss rolled around in his grave.
And yes, I just quoted Nostalgia Critic's Cat in the Hat video.
Yeah. I'm just reminded of Dane Cook's bit about the slip and slide. He goes, yeah, it would have been fun, but Dad forgot to check for rocks when he laid it down.
Oh, shit.
Slip and bleed from the anus, more like it.
Oh, fuck. Dude, we need to react to Dane Cook's Burger King story next time.
Especially considering the 70s and the 80s, like, Speedo swimsuits were in more common use over here in the States.
Yeah, that's just... It's like that one story I would tell about my dream of going to a fucking water park, and fucking near the end, I fucking go down the slide. I hydroplane across the pool, went through the fence, out into the parking lot, and I drag my emasculated body to the front, and they want me to pay to get in again. Like, hey, buddy, I'm in a Speedo. Do you see a wallet anywhere? He goes, I don't even see a Speedo, bro. Wasn't until there when I heard John Panette tell the same story, and I realized, hey, that's why I had that dream, because I fell asleep listening to this guy one night. Hey, shit will work its way into your dreams.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy is the fat chicken Norbit looking ass.
Oh God, stop. A nutty professor.
Literal torpedo.
Oh God.
Number 8.
Okay.
Sky Ranger Park Flyer radio control airplanes. All
Oh.
remote control airplanes have the potential to hit some elderly people, break their face, or kill them to death. But the Sky Ranger is particularly nasty. Instead of merely hitting people and, stunning them for a moment, the Sky Ranger will hit you and explode into a ball of flame, with reports of burns, eye lacerations, and permanent deafness. It's a great way to spend your weekend.
Number 7.
Magnetics. This was a building set like magnetizing.
Oh, that's nostalgia and a half.
I don't even remember those myself.
I remember seeing a lot of commercials for them when I was like 8.
See, when I was a kid, we just played with Legos.
Yeah, like, if you continue the video, just know that Legos are arguably safer than these things.
Okay.
In which you could break them open and a bunch of small magnets would fall out. Kids would naturally eat these, and they would connect with each other through the tissue walls inside your body, joining the intestines, the vital organs, and squeezing them together. After one baby died, the manufacturer said, "Nah, that doesn't happen." No, sir. After 34 more kids were injured, they were pulled from store shelves and rebranded as Magnext.
Number 6.
Splash off water rockets. 1997. For a short period, stores sold this portable death trap, a rocket you fill with water until the pressure builds up too much and it rockets off. Unfortunately, the rocket would often not take off, and instead detonate, hurling shards of now deceased rocket throughout the flesh cavities of your small children. At least 37 accounts of people suffering lacerations to various body parts were recorded. I'd love to see how these guys would fare working for NASA. I doubt they'd be able to build half a ladder without it exploding in an astronaut's face.
Number 5.
Damn.
just it's like, that's one of those, stop, he's already dead.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh. The late 90s were fucking dangerous.
Yeah. Whoever was in charge of quality control for these things was really asleep at the swatch.
Don't even get me started on swatches.
Moon
It's a good thing they weren't hey, it's a good thing they weren't made in Croatia. Why is that? It's like, gee, I don't know. It's like, what time is it? Gee, I don't know. Let me look at my crotch. Sorry, I'm late. My crotch is a little slow. That's what she said.
Yeah, it's like a Timex. It takes a lit Walter.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's like a Timex. It takes a lit Walter.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Let's move on.
Without it exploding in an astronaut's face.
Number 5.
Moon shoes. Oh, what's that? You've got ADD so intense that you need to bounce around the neighborhood on trampoline shoes? Awesome. Here's a pair made entirely of metal. Ones that could cave in a dog's rib cage with minimal effort, so you can dance around the streets like an idiot. Oh no, you've broken your ankle because you didn't land properly. I'm sure that won't happen again 500 more times. Uh-oh, you misjudged your jump and you fell off a cliff. What a loss.
Number 4.
Gilbert glass blowing.
What the shit?
Yeah, this was an actual kid's product back then.
So basically, y'all just made the Thwomp shoes from the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie.
But made them lethal.
Yeah, and they're not Bullet Bill powered.
Reminds me of when we reacted to the Bizarre Guitars Abridged series. What do you think this thing shoots? Bullet bills? No.
The 1950s.
Imagine a Resident Evil game where you had a gun that did shoot bullet bills.
Somebody is probably going to mod that into a Resident Evil game at some point.
Yeah, like you fire a bullet and you just see this big ass flash of black go across the screen.
Yeah. Somebody ought to mod the rocket launcher for that.
Yeah. Like,
what?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
A loss.
Number 4.
Gilbert glass blowing. The 1950s. A time before toy manufacturers developed a fully formed adult brain. Some marketing wizard decided that young boys need to learn how to heat glass at 500 degrees Celsius with no safety equipment or supervision. Now, as long as you read the instruction booklet back to front, wore fireproof gloves, and prayed to Satan that the flimsy plastic goggles would protect your eyes from searing molten heat, everything would turn out fine, right? Spoilers? No.
Number 3.
What was I saying earlier about Jeff Foxworthy's wood burning kit?
Yeah, it doesn't work out as well as you think it would.
Lego kite tube. An inflatable tube that a boat would pull behind and make it fly like a mid-air surfboard. It worked for sure. Too well though. It would soar 30 feet in the air, a child would fall off, land on anything but water, and die. The people that bought this product were likely unaware that there's a similar thing. It's called a jet ski. The main difference being that you won't fall 30 feet and die.
Number 2.
Or you could just go parasailing.
I'm just gonna quote John Panette. Parasailing? They para-dragged my ass across the Pacific. Killer, what? I allowed to scream often to scream for help. It was an audible scream. It was like, yeah. Killer whales were following. they were curious and a little concerned. Just imagine me using my hands at my sides, freaking flapping them to simulate a whale swimming. Everybody's here. Who's that over there? He don't look like us, but he sounds like us in pain. Let him go. He's just a baby. Swoops in to save him.
Or Anna May's routine about parasailing's like, now Anna May, this thing's gonna take off. It's gonna tighten that tow rope, inflate the chute with air, lift you gracefully off the ground. That boat must have dragged me a good 50, 60 yards. My rear end plowed a trench 6 inches deep all the way down that beach. Migrant workers from C&H Sugar were running behind me planting sugar cane. She goes, I had so much sand up my suit, I pooped pearls for a week.
Like I said, parasailing, they para-drag my ass across the Pacific. And it's like, John, when you were above me head of water, I was laughing. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe either. You should have stopped the damn boat. Hey, if you're parasailing with somebody, and if you're doing that, and they're not up in the air waving, stop the boat! I was picked up by a fishing trawler. They were packing me in ice when they found me.
Soccer boppers.
Okay.
Oh, I remember seeing ads for these.
Yeah, lots of injuries were sustained by these fuckers.
My grandma used to get the J.C. Penney's Christmas catalog, and I would always see those in them for years.
Yeah.
They're trained.
You were about to say?
They were banned for a good reason.
30 feet and die.
Number 2.
Soccer boppers. Gotta get them kids trained up for their glorious boxing careers, but we can't practice with lame pillar fights, oh no. Let's give them some inflatable pain devices and let the kids fuck each other up. They were advertised as safe wrestling toys, but they very quickly became violence enablers, dulling the impact for a fist, but with all the force of a punch coming at you endlessly. Oh hey, how did your son die again? That's right, we bopped him to death. We bopped his goddamn face off. Boy, you all had fun, and that's what counts.
Yeah, because kids don't know. Kids are way too rambunctious, and they do not know the extent of their full strength, and they do not know how to control themselves.
Yep. Like I said, that whole quote unquote toy, and I say toy very loosely, it led to a lot of kids getting fucked right up.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay, what's next on
Fisher Price Power Wheels motorcycle.
Oh,
you might think, a motorcycle for kids? What could possibly go wrong? But it's actually surprisingly safe. Kids just sometimes run it into oncoming traffic because they're stupid. Power Wheels, though, sometimes it would suffer any driver's worst nightmare. Your kid will be driving along, maybe down a nearby hill, and suddenly his accelerator would jam. He would travel faster and faster until, bam, his bike starts to fly and he gently ascends towards the sunset. When in reality, your kid has fucking died, and now you need to write on his tombstone, cause of death, Fisher Price toy. That's it for this countdown, and have a good one!
Damn! Well,
I got time for one more.
Okay, well then.
Spider face.
Well, I promised you we would do this one.
Yeah, let's do it.
Woman left stranded for cheating.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
I did promise you yesterday we were gonna do this one.
Yeah, this will be the perfect one to cap the video off with, and we can react to more Danger Doe on Saturday probably.
Yeah, sounds great to me. That time my ex left us stranded in Miami for spring break after finding out I cheated. I mean,
he didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't.
I guess we'll just be alone.
You see that smirk on his face?
He's like, I'm about to teach this bitch a lesson she'll never forget.
I guess you're just gonna leave us here by ourselves.
That reverse psychology doesn't always work, young ladies. Some guys will take you up on that offer. For example, us.
Yeah.
At least I would, because I'm a cold-blooded bastard.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're just gonna leave.
Alright, people, let's say that a man catches his girl cheating on him. I think that most of us can agree that the correct response is for the man to leave her, and it doesn't even really matter the gender. I think it's just crazy if somebody stays in a relationship when they know they're being cheated on. I think it's just a matter of them not wanting to stand up for themselves. They don't have enough self-respect, so they want to stay in it. But in my opinion, I just kind of look at those types of people as cucks or pussies, and that's just the reality of the situation.
See also Sneeko. Seriously, if you find out the person's cheating on you, that's it. It's time to end the relationship because they did it once, they can do it again.
I went back to the same girl 5 times, so I don't have a lot of room to talk. But nowadays, I get cheated on once and I'm done. I'm just done with your dumbass.
Yeah, for me, it's one and done. If you did it once, you can do it again. So bye, bitch.
Like, bye, Felicia.
Yes.
If you care about yourself and you have self-respect, you'll know that leaving the relationship is the best thing you can do if you ever catch somebody cheating on you. But the person we're looking at today feels otherwise, so let's watch.
I guess we'll just be alone.
Yep.
I guess you're just gonna leave us here by ourselves.
Yep.
I guess you're just gonna leave.
You guessed correct. That's exactly what he did. I mean, what did she really expect? Especially when y'all are taking the trip together and she cheats on him. Like, I don't understand what she was thinking. Did she think that he was just gonna come back and be like, oh, everything's okay? Nah. Imagine taking your girlfriend to Miami, which, first of all, risky decision. But y'all are having a good time. Y'all are going to the beach. Y'all are going to the attractions. And then you catch her cheating on you on the trip that you took her to. I guarantee to you that any single man that has some self-respect and self-dignity that gets put in that situation would be doing the same exact thing he's doing. Meanwhile, she's over here acting like he did something wrong. All he's doing is driving away. And plus, she's trying to frame this as if it's like him leaving her stranded, like she has no money, she's broke, she's gonna be on the streets of Miami for the rest of her life. Bro, she's an influencer. I looked this up, she has 800k followers on Twitter, she has money, Uber exists, you can just Uber to a hotel and get a hotel for the night. It's not like he left you stranded.
Does anybody know what the fucking influencer is or does? Because I have no clue.
They're mostly garbage people they'll do the most stupidest shit just for views.
I mean, like I said when I examined a Dr. Phil video like a year or 2 years ago, like all I can gather that they do is they just get paid on Patreon to be a neat.
Yeah.
It's like, what do they do apart from pose for shitty 90s pop album covers on Instagram?
Pretty much.
Stranded is crazy. I don't think that's the right word for what's going on here.
Bro, what do y'all mean? Like, what is he supposed to do? Like, I was his fucking girlfriend.
Yeah, well, you cheated, so you're not his girlfriend anymore, actually. I would assume that him driving away and leaving you in Miami means that you were no longer dating him. He has moved on. Probably got a hooker that night.
He's supposed to try to work it out with me.
Nah, I hate to break it to you. No, it's over. I don't know why you think that this is something that you can rebound from.
You know, the sad thing is if the situations were reversed, she would not hesitate to just leave him in the dust.
Yeah, that's just straight up hypocrisy.
But he's in the wrong because he's the one who left. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like, moral, what have we learned today, kiddies? Don't be a whore.
Facts.
That's a big one.
Facts.
Don't be a whore. That's literally basic. That's literally basic relationship 101. Don't fucking sleep around. Don't be a fucking whore.
Yeah, and that goes for men and women.
Oh yeah, men can be whores too. I went to school with a lot of fuckers like that.
Yep.
Only thing I have to say about them is the girls they did wrong, thankfully a lot of them have found better.
Yeah, which is always good to know.
Oh yeah. It's comforting knowing that they're not going to go for the same bullshit they went through with the other dipshit.
Work it out. What? It's wrong that I wanted to fight for my relationship.
Why does this woman look like a carrot with a wig?
Why is she like a fucking woke ass version of live action Pinkie Pie?
Oh! She looks
yes, I went there. I went straight for the jugular.
She looks like a Wish brand Nicki Minaj.
You know, except Nicki Minaj actually gives a fuck about the people around her. I mean, yeah, she raps about being a whore, but
and her music sucks.
But you see her interacting with the people around her and her fans, and she's actually a genuinely nice person to talk to. Like despite I'd rather hang out with her than Cardi B.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You guys see the irony of this situation? She's saying that she wanted to fight for the relationship, but she was the same girl who cheated.
So he a role model because he left a woman stranded?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of weak dudes out there that wouldn't know what to do in that situation. They would probably just stay in the relationship. He's setting a good example of what to do.
What? He left you stranded, so now y'all vouching for this nigga?
Bitch, he is not Will and you are not Jada.
Yeah, so keep his name out your fucking mouth.
What about times he cheated on me? That's what I'm saying. Like, he left me stranded. I had no way to get home. Like, I had no money at the time. Like, be fucking for real. Who? No, that's not okay. Y'all grow up. Like, for real. I don't care. Like, no. Fuck.
The irony of this clip is crazy too, because she's telling the people watching the girl up when she was the one who cheated on her boyfriend on a Miami trip. And she's also saying that she had no money and she had no way of getting home while she's in another car now recording this. And the fact that she's a cheater means she's also a liar, so I don't buy that for a second. She definitely had a way of getting home. Uber exists, as I said, and it costs like $10 to get a ride for like 4 miles. She made it home. Definitely let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts. And I am actually live on Twitch right now. This is going to be the first stream. We're going to be playing video games. We're going to be playing chess, bumping music, all that good stuff.
Just going to skip Poncho plugging his stuff there.
Yep.
Oh.
We don't. Sorry, nothing against you, bro. We just don't put that shit on our streams.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah, we're good. We're good, Poncho.
Thanks.
So, moral of the story, don't be a whore.
Slut, skank, don't be any of those things, kids.
Oh, and next time we're going to have to...
And you might have long, healthy marriages, and she might be the mother of your children, or father of your children. But if you're going to sleep around, don't fucking bitch about it when they decide to up and leave you.
Yeah. And the next stream we do, we're going to have to react to Charlie's follow-up to that Sneeko video he did. Because Sneeko went on one of his live streams flashing a gun and going, check out my clips, like he's some kind of gangster who's going to roll up on Charlie. And Charlie just shows off his guns and goes, they're not called clips, they're called mags.
And I got more than you, motherfucker.
But
like I said, you need to fucking clip that fucking segment of him saying, "Bro, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Right. Yeah, I think I should do that right after the stream is over. And on that note, this is a good place to cap it all off. We will see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back on Saturday. Until then, take care. Yeah, hopefully. Until then, take care, everyone.